Well, hello YouTube. Another day in the shop. Got my Christmas present on. Yep, let you know. Same shirt, different shirt, same color, different shirt. Don't think that I'm just living here at the shop. Well, you know, if you build an RV10, you feel like you live there at the shop. But that's another story for the therapist. But so today we are going to be cutting the piano hinge, which is this guy. If you guys don't know what a piano hinge is, it's basically a hinge. So we got one big piece, and we got to make it into two smaller pieces. That's what the elevator trim tab is going to attach to the elevator, right? So it's going to attach, and that's what's going to cause it to pivot and everything. So I might as well get those done. We've got to actually drill all the holes. They do not come match drilled or even remotely drilled. So we have to line it up, measure, line it up, cleco it in, and just continually drill down and everything until we get it completely drilled and stuff. And then for this one, we don't have to countersink or anything because this is going to sit flush against the part, so there's none of that. It's just getting the holes matched, drilling the holes. In other words, getting the holes put in so it matches the part. So we're gonna do that today. I got to do it twice. I only have one elevator built up. You would think that they're kind of line up with each other, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'll probably get one cut and then just drill, use the one that I cut, that I matched up, and use that as the template for the other one. I don't know yet. We'll decide when we get there. Like I said, they should be equal. You know, the instructions say, you know, to put them on there and drill them on the part itself. You know, I don't know. I don't like I said, you know, they are equal, but the instructions are the instructions. So who am I to deviate from the instructions? I don't know. I might make an audible. I do have the elevator skins and all that ready to go. So it's not like I don't have the part that I can't match it up that way. But, you know, that's, like I said, I'm torn. You know, the instructions say do it one way, and who am I to question Vans? So, all right. So enough of that. You guys know the routine. This plane is definitely not going to build itself. I got some cutting to do, measuring, cutting, and then some decision making that needs to be done. So without further ado, I'd just like to say thanks for joining me in the shop. And you heard me say it once. You're going to hear me say it again. This plane's not going to build itself, so I got to get to work. All right, YouTube. So I got the hinge attached to the elevator. Now, what I did is the instructions say, and I'll put them right here, get my finger into the picture right there. So the instructions say a quarter in and a quarter down. So a quarter in and then a quarter down, and then drill your first hole. So I did that with my punch. Or I did that. I did a quarter in and a quarter down. And then I used my punch, my center punch, so I got it. And then I drilled that one out. So then I clecoed that one to this part. And then to here. But none of these were here. So then I proceeded to kind of think about how was I going to make sure that this was in line all the way down. How, you know, to get it in line. So what I did is I knew that we had to do a quarter in, right? Or a quarter in for that. So I made a mark. I grabbed my long ruler right here, and I proceeded to draw a line from this mark all the way out to this mark right here. And then what I did is I have these clips. If you guys remember when I did the trailing edges and everything, I bought a bunch of these from Harbor Freight, and I clipped them along the way. And then because we had I'll just take this out because you can't see it. But then what I did is I lined up the hole. I made sure with the line. So the hole, because you have this hole here in the part. And so then what I did is I made sure that the line lined up and showed through the hole here. And then I did that all the way around, clipping, and then I proceeded. What I did is I did every other one, drilled them out, and then came back and then drilled the other ones out. So that was, and I did measure with my micro ruler here. I did measure in to make sure, and everyone is perfect. I mean, it's good enough for government work, whatever that means. So yeah, very happy. I did also inspect from the bottom to make sure that the spacing looked uniform along the bottom in there as well, and it does. So it tells me that I pretty much, I got it, like I said, good enough for government work. Don't want to insult my work by saying government work, but it's, yeah, good enough. So that's how I did it. And it seemed to work well for me on this go. I will tell you this, because this is somewhat of a custom fit. I'm not going to use this as a template to cut my other ones. I know they should be exactly alike, exactly, but I'm gonna hold off until I get that part built up, because in that way they'll be there. The only thing that's concerning is, like I said, I have not, most people will take this trailing edge and they'll already have this put together and stuff. I'm gonna do all of this at once. So I have a lot, so there's these pieces here that still need to be riveted in and stuff to get this out of the way. I'm not too concerned, because I did try to fit it up. I mean, this clears without a doubt, with no issue, and once that's in there, I think we'll be fine. I was a little concerned that it might rub with the piece, but I did check it, and with the piece of aluminum that's going in there, or with the trim tab that's going in, trim tab that's going in there, it was fine. So what I got to do now is I got to take this off, mark it up. I'm going to leave it on for a little bit longer. I got to mark the edges here. So what we have to do is that we have to cut this. So I have to mark it, cut it. We're going to leave this piece on here, the bar that goes through the center, or the piece of metal that goes through the center. And the reason being is you have to bend that and then drill a hole and lock that in, and then to keep the hinge, the piano hinge from coming out. So there's a whole process on how to secure that, and we'll just go over here. So on the edge right here, so there's a process of securing that so it does not come loose, because obviously you don't want it to come loose. so we're going to drill that hole, and then you will have to bend the wire down, and then bend it, and then it's got to go through there. So there's going to be some work done there, but yeah, for the most part, like, here's the instructions on the quarter and the quarter, the quarter and the quarter, quarter in, quarter down, and then the one, and then yeah. So that's what we'll do. We'll get that. Like I said, I think I was going to use this as the template for the other one, but looking at hindsight, and this is easy enough, I'm just going to, I'll just proceed and get that one built up to the point where this one is, and then do the same exercise. It was easy enough. So yeah, it's taking a little bit longer than I anticipated, but it is what it is. This is not something that you want to rush. Obviously, you want this to be, you want it to be perpendicular, right? You don't want it to kind of hang out and be sloppy. So, all right. So just giving you guys an update.